So good morning and happy Easter. Everybody knows I'm Reverend Kate, but I guess I should just say it again. Anyway, I'm really happy to have you here at the Center for Spiritual Living Carlsbad, where we understand that there is a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and that we can use it. And so I'd like to invite you just for a moment to relax while we begin with a spiritual mind treatment. So let's just know together that everything about this morning is beautiful because we live in a spiritual universe and it is beautiful. And each one of us is one with spirit. Each one of us is so unique and yet so united with the good that is life. And today is the perfect day to celebrate that as we come together to enjoy and to recognize and to give thanks for the eternality of life. To recognize that life is eternal, infinite, and amazing. I know and I claim that there is good now unfolding for each and every one of us who is here today, for those members of our congregation who have driven to see relatives, for each and every person with whom we are connected, and for this world. This is a day of blessings and good. And I invite you to give thanks for this along with me by claiming it to be the truth as we say together, and so it is. Thank you, everyone. I'll turn it over to Michael Paul.
Oh, there we are. Hi, everybody. Happy Easter. This is, I forgot I'm not doing my milkman job today, and I wore the milkman outfit. So, it was too late to change, so I just came like this. So anyway, no, it's good to be here with everybody. Happy Easter. It's one of my favorite times. And I'm listening to one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. Oh, my goodness. And I wrote this song just for her. Spirit, I want to be more loving in my heart, in my heart. Oh, Spirit, I want to be more loving in my heart, in my heart, in my heart. Spirit, I want to be more loving in my heart. Spirit, I want to be more forgiving in my heart, in my heart. Spirit, I want to be more forgiving Spirit, I want to be more forgiving in my heart. I want to be more kind in my heart, in my heart. Spirit, I want to be more kind, yeah. In my heart, in my heart, in my heart. Spirit, I want to be more kind in my heart.
That is so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Michael Paul. The next event is candle lighting. And we have a new volunteer this morning. Nuku and her mom Matti are going to come right up and help us with the candle lighting. Nuku is, can I say your what? Third grade. Nuku's in third grade. And we are so happy that she volunteered to do this. I remember when I was in third grade and when I had to get up in front of the class, I'd just stand there and cry. So she's really great. Thank you so much for doing this. So, you know, every week we light our candles to just remind ourselves of the underlying spirit of life and the divine unity of all. So first, we light a candle for life. Life is everywhere present, flowing through each and every one of us. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is our life now. So please affirm with me. I am light. We light a candle for love. The birth of love happens within each one of us every time we make room for the Christ consciousness in our hearts and recognize our unity. We are points of love within the heart of God. So please affirm with me, I am love. We light a candle for light. The light of God is the presence and the power. We are always walking in the light. We radiate the light of God wherever we are. So please affirm with me, I am light. We light a candle for beauty. We are made in the likeness and image of God. We are each whole, complete, and beautiful. Just as we are, we accept the beauty of God's perfection as our perfection now. So please affirm with me, I am beauty. We light a candle for joy. Joy is the very nature of spirit and the true essence of each of us. We celebrate the joy of our own rebirth in the God consciousness. We each bring joy to the world. So please affirm with me, I am
joy.
joy. And we light a candle for peace. Today and every day, we open our hearts to peace. We are each a center of peace in our world. So please affirm with me, I am peace. And finally, I invite you each to take a moment and recognize your own inner light that is always shining within, as we each honor our own metaphysical path of wholeness, oneness, and mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. Thank you, Nirku. Thank you, So I just have a few announcements. Welcome everyone. If this is your first time, please sign our guest book. If you use block printing, that's easy to read. We can sign you up for our weekly email. You can also sign up online if you'd like to do it that way on our website. But we would love to find out who you are, so please stay and enjoy today. We'll have fellowship after today's service, and everyone is welcome. So the other thing is that today, as always, we offer spiritual mind treatment as our gift to you. So if you have a prayer request for the healing of any type of condition, you can either see a minister or a practitioner after the service. So I am available. Reverend Lori is available. Practitioner Larry is available. Dr. Matti is available. Or you can also fill out a written request and we will do treatment for you during the week. Okay, this is important. Next week is Potluck Sunday. It's also going to be Reverend Maureen and Practitioner Robert's last Sunday with us before they fly off to Hawaii for I don't know how long. Last time it was half a year, right? So anyway, they have big plans, and we're not going to be sad. We're going to be happy for them, because that's what we teach. And so we're going to have a little party for them, and I hope you will all pick up a flyer. So because I'm on video and they'll probably watch the video, I'm not going to tell you what the flyer says. But it's a cute flyer. Please read it and notice what's behind it too. So that's for next week. We could talk about it during fellowship. Talk to Daryl if you have any questions, because he made that cute flyer. But I will say this. I was a little concerned when Reverend Matti said she was leaving again. And then, Spirit is amazing. So first I called Dr. Matti for a little treatment chat. What are we going to do? And she said, be calm, it's all going to work out. And so then Maureen found out that Reverend Dr. Carol Carnes, who some of you may know of, Maureen and I have been taking classes from her online for quite a while. She's moving back to San Diego and is interested in doing some speaking. And so everything works out. That's the way Spirit works. So next thing, this is really, really important. Because we're a community-based spiritual center, our volunteers do just about everything. And today, our flowers were brought by Nuku, and aren't they perfect for Easter? So, thank you. Beautiful flowers. Our greeter was Larry, so give Larry a hug. I think maybe Reverend Lori helped too, so give her a hand too. Our treats, I know I brought something, and Dr. Matti brought beautiful strawberries and whatever else came. Thank you, everyone. So we like to be And let's thank Clary for doing the video recording today. I want to also acknowledge our administrator, Jan Sherburne, who's working while she listens this very moment, I can see. And let's thank William for doing the setup today. So happy to have you with us. And then, of course, the volunteer sheet is in the lobby. I think there's a couple of openings for next week, so love to have you sign up. Now, if you could look inside your program, if everyone has a program, anyone who doesn't have a program, raise your hand, we'll get you one. And find the group reading. It's inside the program. And let's read it together. God is all, both visible and invisible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect love and perfect abundance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect abundance. Great, and let's turn it over to Michael Paul.
Yes, is it okay if I make an announcement though?
Oh yeah.
I brought some potatoes, so we're gonna have a little potato coloring because we ran out of eggs. We're gonna be coloring potato, no. Anybody hear about that?
Yes.
What's going on in the country? Yeah, the eggs are so expensive that anyway, I thought, I'm gonna stop being a comedian. I'm gonna stick to what I do. Okay, does everyone have the lyric sheet?
Yes.
Either you know this song, I'm sure. If we could all stand and each one will vocalize as we go through the room. I'll vocalize each one of you individual. No, just kidding, just kidding. So choir rehearsal still is on Thursday. I woke up this morning with my mind set on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind set on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind and it was set on spirit. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. I'm walking and talking with my mind set on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind set on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind and it was set on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with God. I woke up this morning with my mind set on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind. It was set on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind. And it was set on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Where's that chord? There it is. Oh, that's it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You may be seated now.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I like that. Well, now I'd like to invite Odie to come up. Is Teddy coming up too? I'd like. And we're going to have an inspirational reading.
Sit. Sit.
From both Teddy Roosevelt and myself, happy, blessed Easter. Did you know that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. My reading today is going to start from the Daily Word March-April edition and flowing right into Science of Mind and ending with a little saying from Teddy from the Daily Word. Easter calls me to new life. It is the dawning of hope and the promise of resurrection and new life. I celebrate the victory of divine love where I am free from fear and limitations. I can see how my feelings and thoughts have been holding me back, as if there were a huge boulder blocking my path forward. How can I roll it away? I can remove that blockage and move forward by releasing unwanted thoughts and actions to spirit within. And as I release, I leave behind that which held me in bondage. I rise above limiting beliefs, habits, and actions. I let go, renewing my faith in God's unconditional love, for the love of God is inexhaustible. And as I have deepened in understanding, I have learned spiritual freedom is an aspect of my divine identity, and no worldly condition can change that. Troubles may come and go, but I will remain wondrously, gloriously free. Now, this last paragraph from the Daily Word, I read to Teddy. Come here, Teddy. And he said he wanted to read it to you because he wholeheartedly believes in this. And I said, well, we could do that, but maybe they'd understand me a little bit better. What do you think? And he gave me a big lick, so I guess that meant that was okay. So here we go, Teddy. I am a dog, and it's my nature to love my people, even when it doesn't look like love is the answer. I suspect my willingness to love them so unconditionally has a lot to do with why I am so loved in return. And so it is.
Well, as I mentioned to you, this is really one of my favorite times for renewal and resurrection, that which has died, and we've come up again in a new spirit of heightened awareness and glory, sacredness, and all those wonderful things. Anyway, this song has always been one of my favorites, so I hope you like it. I certainly do, but it kind of is, I can only sing it during Easter. I can sing it anytime, but basically it works best at Easter. And it goes something like this. And oh, my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burdened deep, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up so the stormy sea. am strong when I am on your shoulder. You raise me up to more than I can be. Stand on mountains, you raise me up to walk the stormy sea. I am strong when I am on your shoulder. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk the stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulder. You raise me up. You raise me up. You raise me up tomorrow.
Well, I'm checking. Are you ready? Great. Okay. Now it is my great pleasure to introduce Reverend Dr. Matti Dobbs, who's going to give us a message, our own little special Easter message that is, in accord with our beliefs. And so please help me welcome her.
Thank you, Kate, and good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
If I seemed a bit rattled, I was. I said, where's my microphone? I was carrying it a few minutes ago. Well, here we are. Good morning and happy Easter, everyone. So delighted to be here with you. Actually, in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 16, beginning at verse 2, it reads, "Early in the morning on the first day of the week, Mary of Magdalene and Mary, the mother of Jesus, and Salome came to the tomb as the sun was just rising. And they said among themselves, 'Who will roll away the stone?' For it was very large. And then they looked and saw that the stone had already been rolled away. And they entered the tomb and saw a young man sitting on the right, covered with a white robe, and they were astonished. But he said to them, Do not be afraid. You seek Jesus of Nazarene, but he has risen. He is not here. Behold the place where he laid. This is the story of Easter morning. Our focus this morning is on the stone being rolled away from the front of the tomb. This event is a powerful metaphor for moving into a higher dimension of living as Jesus did that first Easter morning. The deep teaching of the resurrection story is that death is not the end, rather it is the beginning to a new and higher state. So whatever you've been struggling with, whatever is on your mind that appears to be a burden, let that go. Because the deep teaching of the resurrection story is that death is not the end. Rather, it's a beginning to a new and higher state. So, this is true whether the ending comes in the form of the death of the physical body, death of a relationship, death of a job, death of a 401k, and I don't have to tell you what's been going on in our country recently. Even the death of a dream. Let that go. It's a new beginning. Let's know that we are all free to move into a deeper, new dimension of ourselves. And let us believe in the resurrection of our Christ consciousness, our true divinity. And this is true whether this ending comes in the form of the death of a relationship, death of a body, death of a 401k, and you know how we've been focusing on those 401ks lately. Changing our economy, and you know how worried we've been with the stock market ripping up and down. But today I'm asking you to believe in the resurrection of our Christ consciousness, that spirit, that life within you, which is our true divinity. I'd like to share a parable that further illustrates the significance of rolling away the stone. There was a king in ancient times who instructed his servants to put a large boulder right in the middle of the road. Then he hid and watched to see if anyone would remove the huge rock. Some of the town's wealthiest merchants and members of the elite class came by and simply walked around it. Many people loudly complained about this big old stone in the roadway and blamed the king for not keeping the roads clear. But no one did anything about it. Then a peasant came along carrying a large load of vegetables. On approaching the boulder, he laid down his heavy load and tried to move the stone to the side of the road, but it was very heavy and didn't want to budge. But after much pushing and straining, he finally succeeded. He rolled the stone away. And as he was about to pick up his load of vegetables and walk away, he found there was a purse laying where the boulder had been, and in that purse were many gold coins. And in the purse was a note from the king saying that the gold belonged to anyone whomever removed the boulder from the side of the road. You see, rolling away the stone may not be the easiest thing we have ever done, but the rewards for doing so are tremendous. So let's break this down. Let's unpack this, as they say. When that stone, that obstacle that appears to be in the way of your life, what happens when it's rolled away? What will you find? What's behind that stone, that obstacle, is our true nature, our true consciousness, our Christ consciousness, our true nature, our divinity based in love. Sometimes, for whatever reasons, things appear to be blocked. They don't move as quickly. Sometimes we hide our Christ consciousness behind the stone, our knowing, the true Matti, the true Darrell, the true Reverend Lori. We kind of get it all booked up with dust. And what's behind that stone is often our Christ consciousness that we sort of hide it under a bushel. But we're all here for the same purpose, to express God, to awaken to our divinity, to know who we are in God and who God is through us. Also, the same stone that blocks, that hides, and stands in the way of our achieving our purpose is a false belief. Comes in many different shapes, colors, and forms. But it's the same belief. It's still the same stone. Ernest Holmes referred to it when he defined resurrection on page 413 of the Science of Mind. He said, the resurrection is a death of the belief that we are separated from God. The stone that stands in front of our golden Christ light is our false belief that we are separate from God. If we didn't get hung up on feeling, oh, God isn't here today, or why does this hip hurt, or where does this pain come from, or why did I lose that money on the stock market? Every time we get caught up in thoughts of being separate, that God is not there, or the fear that God is not going to come through for us, we have to believe that no matter what goes on in Washington, and even though our bank accounts at the stock market or wherever you have your riches, your stash, that doesn't define you. That when it's all said and done, God is right there. The stone that stands in front of our Christ consciousness is a false belief that we're separate from God, that somebody else out there is controlling things. Let me break it down to you in plain old English. No, it ain't. It's not so. To be resurrected in consciousness means to be free from the false belief that caused us to feel that we're separate from that we are. God, as the old folks say, ain't going nowhere. He's still here. Today, tomorrow, God is still there. To be resurrected in consciousness means to be free from the false belief that caused us to feel that we're separated from that which we are. Have no fear. God is still here. An East Indian philosopher of the early 1900s wrote, "I'm ever building a wall all around me, and I take pride in this great wall. I plaster it with dust and sand, lest even the slightest hole should be left in it. And for the care I take, I lose sight of my true being in the dark shadow." The wall is constructed by our false beliefs of separation. God is still there. But where are you? Did you do your spiritual practice this morning? Did you forget to pray? What about meditation? Do you call on your God in the midnight hour? Do you get quiet in your consciousness when the stock market starts ricocheting up and down? When we see ourselves as God in expression, a representation of the all in all, we're resurrected. I don't have to bother about this nonsense. I will not focus on this nonsense. The true self is resurrected from fear, lack, or limitation. We need to come to recognize wherever you are, God is, because you are the Christ consciousness in expression. I am the Christ. I am one with the one. That's all there is. You are the love and light of God, here to live out your divine purpose. Even on those days when you don't feel like getting out of bed, or you decide, I'll go back to bed. Unity Minister Eric Bellworth said this: "The great Easter truth is that there is a principle and a process of wholeness within every person. That means you and you and you. We each have that same quality of wholeness. We're one with the one. The one that created us, that walks with me every morning. And guess what? Have you thought about it lately? It's walking with you too. Spirit doesn't make any differences. He doesn't know color, creed, or sex. God is my all in all. I'm one with that principle. The open tomb of Easter morning says to you, you can become what you innately are. And this innateness of you far transcends anything you've ever conceived of in your wildest flights of fantasy. Who'd you come here to be? What did you come here to do? Have you thought about that lately? Are you doing it? Is it time to go back to the drawing board and ask God, what did I come here to do? Am I doing it? Let me say this. There is within you a person of stature a person of genius, of mastery, struggling to be released. And if you get into the spirit of Easter and let it happen to you, you can believe that every stone of limitation will be rolled away from your tomb. What are these stones? They're false beliefs, false perceptions of can't. Can't doesn't belong in my vocabulary. Is it in yours?
No.
So this morning, let's roll away the stone of separation. Whoever is feeling lonely or alone, let's begin to believe in the resurrection of our true spirit, the true me. She's still in there. He's still in there. Let him out. Let him walk around. Let her out. What does she look like? Are you still friends with her? Do you still talk to her? Who are you? What are you about? So let us right now let go of any thinking based on conditions. My rent went up. The pipes don't work anymore. Let us move to a greater spiritual understanding, an understanding of our unity with God. Did you ever hear, in God, all things are possible? That's what my mama used to say. In God, all things are possible. And she believed that from the core of her heart. So let us right now, today, let go of any conditions, any thinking based on conditions, and move to a greater spiritual understanding. Do you ever hear the words, yes, I can? How many believe, yes, I can? Yes, we can. Yes, you can. So complete was this realization in the master teacher Jesus that he was unable to find a place where he began and God left off, or where God began and Jesus ceased to be. So this morning, can we begin to come to the same realization? Can we move to the point where we don't know where we begin and God ceased to be? Do you know where you leave off and God begins? Think about that during the week. Are you willing to roll the stone away and let the glory of God shine through you, regardless of what others may think, say, or do? Or have you even thought about what you're all about? A mother took her two children to a restaurant, and the 6-year-old boy asked if he could say grace. And before they had the meal, little boy said, grace. Thank you, God, for this food. And God, thank you for this meal. And if things go well, thank you, the mom would even buy some ice cream for dessert. So along with other customers in the restaurant laughing, a lady was overheard saying, Tish, Tish, I just never asking God for ice cream. Hearing this, the little boy burst into tears. He began to cry. Mommy, did I do it all wrong? Did I say it wrong? And as his mother held him and loved on him, a gentleman, an elderly gentleman from a nearby table, came over and said, I happen to know that God thought that was a good prayer. And the little boy said, cross your heart? He says, yes, that was a good prayer. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with a little ice cream. It's good for the soul. So, ice cream arrived for dessert, and the little boy stared at his for a moment, and then he picked up his sundae, and without a word, he took it over to the lady who had criticized him and says, a little ice cream is good for the soul, and my soul is good already, so please enjoy this ice cream. So I say to you this morning, your soul is good already, and I invite you to roll away the stone of the belief in separation, or that God is not here, or that God is different from the God you learned of. Ernest Holmes tells us in the Science of Mind textbook, as the human gives away to the divine in all people, they become the Christ. And that's the meaning of Easter for us this morning. As the human gives away to the divine, each one of us becomes the Christ consciousness. You are God in expression. Go back to your authentic self. Have you had a talk with her lately? Do you know who she is? We used to sing a song in the old Baptist church, come let us have a little talk with Jesus. And we're going to tell him all about our troubles. Well, you may not be having a little talk with Jesus, but it doesn't hurt once in a while to go into the closet of your own consciousness, particularly as all this turmoil rattles around the United States, and you turn on the TV and everybody's talking about what Donald Trump's doing and what's happening to the dollar and what's going on with Bitcoins. And sometimes they just don't want to hear it. Flick, off goes the TV. And we can roll away the stone of perceived separation. Take it, go back to God in prayer and let your spiritual light shine. Go back to the truth. And if you no longer recognize what that is, think about it. Where are you in all this turmoil that's going around us? As we let go of perceptions, of limitations and lack, our God self takes over. Realizing that you're one with the all in all. Reconnect. Recognize where you begin and God left off. Nothing's changed. Spend a little bit more time in the silence. Realizing that you're one with the one, the self-sufficiency of the power and presence of God, You can go anywhere and you can do anything because the ground on which you stand is holy ground. Think about it. Who did you come here to be? And allow your divinity to lead the way. Remember that expression? Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for the beloved is with me. The beloved is in me. The beloved is me. I am that I am. You are an expression of the divine. So, on this Easter morning, recommit to the authentic self. I had the good fortune of going to the 50th anniversary of the chair of the School of Public Administration at San Diego State, where I worked several years ago. And I had to look around at what has transpired in those many years since I left San Diego State. How did I suddenly become that golden girl? How did I become so wonderful and so popular? What changed? Did reality change? Or did my gray hair make a difference? Nothing changed. Either it was my perceptions or their perceptions of me, but the world suddenly looked bright and glorious, and I was, as the young people say, all that. Well, I'm happy to be told or to recognize that I'm all that. I always knew it. I'm not sure that they did, but they were absolutely delighted to see me, and they told glorious stories about me and painted beautiful pictures. And I was happy to get that new revelation. So, I asked you, do you have a way of thinking that fuels your feeling of being separate from God? If so, will you commit to change it? You're still that same person. I am that I am. This is my beloved in whom I'm well pleased. You are the beloved. Accept your space in God consciousness. So, if you have a way of thinking that fuels your feeling of being separate from God, will you make a commitment today to change it? And remember that you are the beloved in whom spirit is well pleased? In a moment, I'm going to ask you to come forward and take a stone. And this stone is a commitment to roll away the stone of separation between you and spirit. Let's get rid of that old belief that God is not here. God is right here. The ground on which you stand is holy ground, each one of us. I don't know about you, but I'm walking that heavenly road. I don't know, Michael Paul sings a song or somebody sings a song. I'm walking the road to heaven right now. You're walking that road to heaven right now. Get on the path. Recognize it. Recognize the divine spirit that lives within you. You may feel down, but you're not out. You may feel sick, but you can be reincarnated. Let the true you out. Let her walk around and see what it feels like. I am that I am. I'm a representative, a child of the King. I represent him that sent me. I am the Christ consciousness. You are the Christ consciousness. Let her out. Let him out. Walk around. Let people know who you are by the smile on your face. I don't know why it took them 50 years to recognize my spirit. It was always there. Maybe to acknowledge it. She was always there walking around on that campus. So, this morning, roll away the stone of limitation. Roll away the stone of not enough. This is the beloved, this is the child in whom I'm well pleased. Recognize him, recognize her, and thank God for the knowing. And so it is.
So it is.
Now,
I do it now. So,
we have some stones. Shall I walk around and While Michael Paul, do you
while
want to go ahead
Michael Paul
and sing?
sings, can we all come and pick up your
Or do you want
stone?
each person to come up and pick up? Yeah, that way it's yours.
And that way you can relax and you choose your own stone.
Okay, so let's
Symbolic.
just do that. Each person can come up and choose your own stone. And if you don't want to come up, I'll bring the basket to you.
In recognition of the authentic you.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am. Let it be and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and I see there is only love. There is only love. It's a love that heals, a love that sets me free. There is only love. When I lose myself when I feel that I've lost my way. Oh no, when I go inside and I quiet my mind and I hear sweet spirit, sweet spirit, gently say there is only love, and there is only love. It's a love that heals, a love that sets me free. There is only your love. There is only your love. There is only your love. It's a love that heals, a love that sets me free. There is only your love. Yes, there's only your love, only your love. There's only your love. Just open up your heart, you see, there's only love, only there's only your love.
I just want to say, I was so happy that Dr. Matti spoke today and that Michael Paul was able to sing for us. So great to have you back in the pulpit. It's been a little bit, so yay. Because you're not waiting 50 years to recognize you. We know what a beautiful spirit you are and appreciate you so much. So this is a time for us to support the center with our financial gifts. And in your program, you'll see, oh, we have so many ways to give now. We have Zelle and Venmo and even an address, all kinds, but we also love cash. Why not? So if you can look in your program, please read with me. Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I am, and all that I give. I know this is so, and so it is. And then let's sing.
I am so glad, I am so glad, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so glad, I am so glad, I am so grateful, I am so
Thank you. Oh. Thank you, everyone. Now, we have a nice plan for some fellowship. We've got some fruit and pastries out there for everyone to enjoy. And I don't want you to forget, so don't leave without getting your Easter egg. You're in the kitchen. So I don't want to forget. So nobody get out the door without getting your Easter egg before you leave. So just remind you, pick up a poster. And also we have some posters for something that Johnny is involved with. So something that's happening in May, if you'd like to pick up one of those flyers. And it's just so great. I want to wish everyone happy Easter. And Dr. Matti, do you want to do the closing treatment? Or do you want me to do it?
You may do it.
I know you can take the microphone.
God is all there is, everywhere expressing. Expressing in my mind, in my heart. And as we prepare to leave today, we take that Christ light, that love light, that spiritual light with us as we deal with the world outside. We go all fired up and ready to go. We have the armor of spirit in us, with us, and all around us, leading the way. There are no obstacles too big to overcome. For the stone has been rolled away. That stone of misperceptions. Stone of false belief. And there is only love. The love of spirit goes with us, in us, and all around us, and leads the way. This is the truth. I claim it. I accept it. And ask you to affirm it with me by saying, and so it is.